Okay, finally. Hi everybody. So I said I would come live and show you guys how I made my St. Patrick's Day centerpiece. It's literally out of a hat that I found at the Dollar Tree. So I was going to show you the steps I did live. Basically everything I have here is from the Dollar Tree unless I cut it out on my Cricut. But the stuff that I've put in here, you can find at the Dollar Tree. You can find basically anywhere. But I just did it with what I had, and I had some of the stuff already cut out. But this stuff I found at the Dollar Tree, I got I don't know, 20 of them in a package. They were the different color. Probably can't see the darker one behind there. So I started out with just a regular hat that I cut the top of the hat with an X-Acto knife. So just kind of chopped that off and got that out of there. Be careful with the X-Acto knife. They're very sharp, as I found out when I cut myself. So be careful with that. Because yes, I should probably not be allowed around sharp objects. Ask anyone I work with. So basically you're going to get a hole in the hat like that. Now, I didn't have time to do it for this one, but I did on mine. I cut out a piece of cardboard. Actually, my husband cut out the piece of cardboard for me for the bottom, and I literally stapled it onto my hat. That's how I got it to stay. So I just kind of stapled it right at the brim there, and that's how I got it to stay. So the pieces on the inside don't fall out of here. I then took a styrofoam block, stuck it in the middle of the hat, so it's in the middle of the hat, and then I stuck tissue paper around it so the block doesn't move really. And then all I did was buy, this one's been used, but different flower stems and pieces from the Dollar Tree. So this one comes with gold coins on it. I bought yellow flowers and white too. So I was just cutting them with wire cutters. I've got one cut off, the yellow one. And I'm going to hot glue them around the hat. So they kind of go, just around the brim here. In any order that you want. It doesn't really matter. I liked the green one, so I kind of made that at the front of my hat. But it doesn't matter. I mean, you can do them, in any order. They just have to be hot glued on. It's not, you don't need crafting ability to do this. I bought the flowers at the Dollar Tree. I really bought everything at the Dollar Tree. I didn't, it's not like this cost me $1 million to do. It was relatively cheap to buy out pieces to get in here. So like I said, I just started cutting with the wire cutters. You cut, so basically you're cutting off the stem of the flower, and I kind of just started putting them around the brim of the hat. In any way you want. I mean, it doesn't matter. There's no color order. There's nothing to it. So you just, kind of do your own thing. It doesn't really matter. It's whatever you like. The kids could even do this. I would say just tell them to be careful because it's hot glue. So, and it does get hot. Hot glue was the only glue that I found that worked, honestly. I couldn't get any of my other craft glues to work, and I've got a ton of them, obviously, that are better than Elmer's, and they weren't sticking. So hot glue was about the only thing I could get to stick. So that's basically what I'm doing, is gluing the flowers just kind of around the brim of the hat there. It doesn't need to be perfect. I bought the stems of the flowers at the Dollar Tree. I got everything, like I said, again, at the Dollar Tree. It's really kind of easy. I don't know if I'm going to glue like every flower on here. And this one's not sticking. So that's what I did. I glued, I just started gluing flowers around the brim. I'm not going to do all that now. It'll take a while. Then I bought, it's a feathered boa, obviously longer. This one at the Dollar Tree. They have it for St. Patrick's Day. It's a St. Patrick's Day boa. And this I glued on the hat around here because it hides that rough edge there when you lay the boa on there. So I just kind of took my gun and put the hot glue on there, and then just started laying this down to glue it right on the brim. Don't need a whole lot, but I just kind of like glued it all the way around the hat. I'm running out of hot glue. And it just hides that rough edge. So once you get the flowers put around and then the boa, you can't really see like where you cut out the hole in the hat at the top. So it just kind of helps hide that. And finishes it off a little bit better. So that's all I did, and then I just cut it and basically glued it down even more. The feather boa, you'll have a lot of hair left over from it. I think we are literally still picking up Grinch hair from when I did this with the Grinch. So basically, that's all I did. Right there. With that. I pulled off these gold pieces that had come on my flowered stems. They kind of just come right off. We'll use those later. And then I took skewers. So I just took, they're just regular skewers that you would use, outside. And then I wanted, I used them for height. I mean, the girl on Pinterest said that you could cover them in felt. I did not, because felt kind of stinks, especially to have to cover these. I think it would actually be more of a pain, so I did not. I'm just gonna, and I bought these at the Dollar Tree. There's, I don't know, probably 20 of these. They're different colors. They're dark and a light shamrock that come in the package. And there's probably 20 of them in a package for $1. So I basically just glued them to the top of the skewer. And I'm going to glue the other one right behind it. Or right underneath it. And I'm just doing a line of hot glue down the middle of that little shamrock there. And then, you just got to press down firmly and hold it so that it like stays. And then I stuck that, in the styrofoam, and it, this is tall, so I wanted it to be tall. And that's how I got it, kind of on there, and that kind of gave me my height. And then you could get other stuff at the Dollar Tree. I got this hat at the Dollar Tree. I think there's 10 in a package for $1. And obviously you don't want the string on it. So I just cut that off. And this hat I had trouble with because the glue doesn't really work. I tried hot glue. I tried craft glue. I tried a lot of stuff. So the glue didn't really want to work for it. So I just took a skewer and kind of cut it down. And then I stuck that in the and then I just kind of rested the hat on it. Literally, it's just sitting on the skewer because I couldn't get the glue to stick to it. Honestly, I couldn't get the glue to stick to the skewer, or the glue in the hat I couldn't glue the hat to the skewer. It just wasn't working. So I just kind of did this. I put that little gold thing up there And that was kind of how I left the hat. So it does work okay. I cut out another little guy, a little bear, for St. Patrick's Day. So I then, kind of just took another skewer and, kind of had to play around with how high I wanted it. Because you don't want it too high, and I may move this stupid hat over. If I can get it close enough, like that shamrock kind of keeps it in place, is what I did before. So I just took another skewer. I'm going to glue the bear to it. And because the bear is tall, you really don't need to cut the skewer much. I think I just cut it a little bit when I did mine. And the skewer does go flying, parts of it everywhere. So I just kind of ran some glue down the back of the bear and laid the skewer in it, and you got to kind of hold the skewer to it. It'll bonds pretty quickly. Hot glue bonds pretty quickly. I used my craft glue, but this was just easier on the live. So then I kind of stuck him in there and pushed him down so he's like a little bit, shorter in there. Sorry, I gotta turn this towards me because I can't see like what's going on. So I got the little bear in there, and then I cut out Good Luck, and I'll put that on a skewer. And this was really all I did. I mean, really did not do a whole lot here. So you gotta kind of play around with it. I know the hat just isn't staying, but oh well. Mine stayed a little better, but I think I've got him hooked on something. So then I'm gonna cut that down because I'm gonna put this in front of the bear. So then really I just glued, the words Good Luck onto the skewer, and I'm gonna make him shorter on this one. I mean, you could paint the skewers if you really don't want to see the wood pieces. Yeah, this isn't going to stay. You could, if you really wanted to. That would be up to you. The girl on the Pinterest video suggested it. I just didn't do it because of time. So there you go. You kind of just stick that in there, and you've got shamrocks and stuff, and that's how you kind of get the centerpiece. And you could add anything you want, really. There's tons of stuff at the different craft stores like Hobby Lobby and Michael's. They've all got cutouts and stuff for St. Patrick's Day that you could take and use, probably different flowers and stuff, but this was kind of all I did to make that centerpiece. I mean, it really doesn't cost all that much. Like I said, I got the flowers at the Dollar Tree, the hat. I mean, I had the skewers at home. There's probably, 10,000 in a package. So it comes out pretty quickly. And it's a quick, easy thing. And you don't have to be crafty. Please don't tell me that, you have no crafting ability. I literally glued stuff to a hat. I mean, you don't really need crafting ability. You just got to kind of play with stuff visually to see how it turns out. I might add a few more to this, but obviously if you stuff the middle with the tissue paper and glue the flowers all around, you really don't see anything in the middle. So, and then this is how, it turns out. I mean, you can add, whatever you want. You could put stuff up higher if you wanted to add, something up here. You could add stuff up there, but like I said, I've got the stuff at the bottom to keep it in, and it's just a quick centerpiece, and probably not more than $5-6 invested in it. So really a quick, easy thing. Like I said, the kids could even do it too. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it, and I hope you make your own. Everybody have a great night.